Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to talk about my experience living in Istanbul, Turkey. The good, the bad, certain things I experienced, do I recommend it, all that. I'm going to be covering various topics like the food, affordability, all that. So stay tuned for this video and make sure you like, comment, subscribe. So, for the people who have been watching me for a while, you notice that I always talk about, hey, I've been in like 16, 17 countries, I lived in 4. Out of the 4 I lived in, one of them was Istanbul, Turkey. So I'm going to be talking about that, but before I do that, I want to give you a brief story as far as how I discovered Turkey. So the year was around 2021, 2022, somewhere around the pandemic time, you know, when there's a lot of lockdowns, a lot of shutdowns. I was working from home, I couldn't go to the gym, I couldn't go out because everything was closed. So I was just working, and couldn't even go to the office to socialize. So I kind of felt like I was a little bit going crazy. So every day I would watch YouTube videos about different countries. Every day I would do research, like where can I go? Finally, certain countries opened up for travel, and one of the first countries that opened up was Turkey, right? But I was like, I don't know, I don't really know too much about it, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, Spain eventually opened up. I love Spain, by the way. Ended up going to Spain, but on the way to Spain, I had a layover in Turkey. And with Turkish Airlines, if you have a certain amount of hours, they typically give a free hotel. So I stayed there one night. I was like, oh, I like this, I should come back. Long story short, a couple months later, I ended up coming back. And I kept extending it. I was only supposed to be out there for like 2 to 4 weeks. I ended up being out there for like 4 months because it was just so dope. But one of the reasons why I was able to stay out there is because of the affordability. So first, we're gonna be talking about the cost. So currently I am in Nevada, right? I am gonna be relocating soon for those who have been watching me. For the new people here, I make travel content and I will actually be living abroad again. So this will be country number 5 as far as living abroad. I'm going to be going to Vietnam here very shortly. But as far as Istanbul, Turkey, at the time, you could rent an Airbnb for 1 month for like $400 to $600 roughly. You can still find $600 price range, but it's typically more so in the off season. So I just checked the price recently just to get an idea. And I saw that, oh, okay, they got it for like $1,000, $900, sometimes $800, $1,200, etc. So it's usually within that range if you're in prime season like now. Like now we're entering March, that's kind of like their prime season, spring, summer, you know that. People are traveling, right? But if you go there during off season, where it does get cold there, you'll be able to get some definitely good prices. Not just on the Airbnbs, but on the food in general. I was buying dinner for $2, $3, $5, $7. And it's quality food. It doesn't have as many pesticides and chemicals like here in America, right? You're gonna eat real clean food. I remember eating an apple at a store, like biting into it. I'm like, is this how an apple's supposed to taste? It tastes like candy. I've never had fruit that sweet since then. So it questioned my whole reality. Like, wow, are we not eating the right food here in America? How does this happen? All right, super affordable, super cheap. At that particular time, things have gone up a little bit as far as, because they're economy, right? But it's still considered extremely affordable. You'll see a lot of travelers go there. Me personally, one of the biggest reasons why I travel is food. So I want to talk about the food in Istanbul, Turkey. The food in Istanbul, Turkey is the best, not the second, not the third, the best food I have ever had in my entire life. And this is someone who has been to 16, 17 countries. This is someone who's been to like a quarter of all the states. This is someone who's not only traveled places, but actually had extended stays there. A couple weeks, couple months. And I'm telling you, right? I love Spain. Spain's number 2 for me. But the food in Turkey eclipsed the food in Madrid, Spain, in Granada, Spain, in Toledo, Spain. I have never had food that good and at that price. Like I felt bad, right? Like I've bought affordable food in Malaysia, in Thailand, etc. But in Istanbul, Turkey, not only is it affordable, but it's very good. It gets to the point, like there were times when I went out where I would actually overpay because I kind of felt bad, like this is so good, it shouldn't be this affordable. Like, and you know, I know at the time our currency was stronger than theirs. So like when I give the waiter money, I give her extra money. Like, hey, take this, etc., right? Because they provided good service, but also the food was fantastic. So I'm like, yo, I can't give her a little extra, right? I mean, I have to give her a little extra because I feel bad. Life-changing food. I tell people it's worth going potentially just for the food. Just take away everything, because there's not really a nightclub scene there. Like there is, but it's not like America in the sense of how do I explain it? It's not like in America when you go out, it's kind of loose, whatever. There's kind of more structure from what I've heard. I've never personally been to the bars and nightclubs there. I'm only going off what I've seen, what I've heard, and what people have experienced. Me personally, I wasn't there to just party out there to actually enjoy the culture and things like that. So the food is fantastic. Like, and they got these things, they almost look like quesadillas, and it's the same ingredients look like a quesadilla. You know what's funny? I just found out last year the al pastor, the thing that people go crazy for in Mexico, that originated in Turkey. It originated in Turkey. So if you love Mexican food, more than likely you're gonna like Turkish food, or the food in Turkey. Because there's a difference between eating Turkish food here in America or the UK versus going over there. Something about the ingredients, something about the way it's raised, the soil, the sunlight, the water, something, it tastes exceptionally better over there. Because I've tried to have Turkish food in different countries and it just don't hit the same. Like in Japan, I had Turkish food and I'm like, it's kind of cool, but over there, the way the food is raised, it's fantastic. And it's not just the local cuisine. Because I'm like, I tested the theory. I'm like, is it Turkish food or is it the food in Turkey? So I tested the theory. I went to a Chinese restaurant. I went to a Japanese restaurant. I went to Italian restaurants. I tried even Western food, fast food, McDonald's. Even the McDonald's tastes different. I'm eating the McDonald's burger. I'm like, kind of tastes like a little bit like turkey, but it's good turkey, right? So even the meat they use, the bread they use for the McDonald's burger, it's different. I'm telling you, you gotta go, or you should at least try the food if you're in that region. Now, if you're somewhere like Los Angeles, California, and you don't feel like paying $900 for a plane ticket, then you gotta pay accommodation, food, etc. I understand. But if you're in that region and you're able to go financially just for the food, it's worth it, in my personal opinion. So we talk about food, we talk about affordability. Next, I want to talk about safety, right? You're traveling, you want to record, you want to show people on IG, TikTok, yo, I'm here, without your phone getting snatched. I got good news for you. You typically don't have to worry about that over there. There's been many a times where I had my phone out, or I'm not even really watching my surroundings too much, which I don't recommend. I recommend all my travelers to watch your surroundings, but after being there for 4 months, you kind of get a little bit comfortable. I'm gonna be honest with you. So you start doing certain things that you wouldn't do on day 1 or day 2. So I got my phone out, I'm recording, made a couple YouTube shorts or whatever, or got some videos or footage I want to send to my family members, all that type of stuff. And I never had any type of problems. Even at nighttime, I never once felt threatened. And I was by myself majority of the time. So imagine if you go with a group of people, you're gonna be even more safe, right? Typically things don't happen like that over there. They do technically have firearms, but it's rare that you hear about violent crimes from firearms. It does happen if you look at the news on there. Every so often you see something about maybe bomb going off, small bomb, not like a whole city, but like you may see a small little homemade bomb or some knife or firearms, but it's rare. And keep in mind, I'm in Istanbul, which is the big city, millions of people. So if anything's gonna happen, as far as crime, it's more likely gonna happen where there's millions of people. Because if you put so many people in a small area, some people are gonna clash. It's just human nature, right? It's not a Turkish thing, it's not an American thing. It's human nature in general. So with that being said, there is an element of things happen there and maybe it's handled at that moment, but it's small. So I've actually had disagreements with someone. I'll give you a perfect example. While I was there, I met other foreigners. Me and this one foreigner, we went to a shooting range. He's like, hey, we can go fire some firearms. I was like, oh, they got that over here? He's like, yeah, man, you can fire firearms. We went over there. we did the firearms. You pay for packages. So we did a pistol. We did the pistol, boom, 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 boom. You know, we take turns. I think it's like 2 rounds each. I do mine, he does his. I do mine again, he's doing his. A guy comes up to us, who works there, by the way. Would you like to try the semi-automatic? He's like, yeah, cool. At the time, maybe it was, you know, maybe we were naive. But when we hear the word try in America, it typically means like free sample. Like if you walk into a restaurant or a mall or something, and they got a little samples, they're like, would you like to try one? Try typically doesn't mean buy. But it could be cultural difference. It could be me being a little too naive at the time. Like I said, you know, it was a couple years ago, so I wasn't as mature. Long story short, we wanted to try it. So we thought it was free. We shot a couple rounds, boom, 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 boom. We go to check out. When we go to check out, we see it's like triple the price of what we originally agreed on. We're like, what is this? It's like, oh, well, you shot this as well, didn't you? It's like, well, we said we could try it. And even if we did do that, why is it triple the price? We only did it a couple rounds, not like we did it continuously. Like with the pistol, we went 2 times. With the semi-automatic one, we just do. All right, cool. Pass it to me, do. That's it. And they try to charge us triple, like we use it for multiple sessions and that we 100% agreed on it. Long story short, it ended up being a discrepancy. But this is the funny part though. I don't know if it had to be an intimidation tactic. What they did is they turned off the light. So imagine, right? They turned off the light. Well, because we started having a disagreement. We're like, hey, well, we're not yelling or anything, but we're just like, hey, you told us we could try it, blah, blah, blah. And you're charging us as if we did multiple layers of it when we only did a few rounds. So it's like 2 things we were disagreeing about. And then they was like, no, you bought it. After doing that for maybe 2-3 minutes, they turned off the light. And they were trying to like scare us or something. And they all got in like a circle around us. It was very strange. It's almost like they were trying to intimidate us. But eventually we came to an understanding and like, okay, we're gonna pay you guys. So what we did is we paid them, but it wasn't like triple the price like they tried to charge us, a few more. But like I said, I can take accountability in a situation like that because, you know, the word try could be perceived a different way. But even if you put that to the side, that's just one of many examples. So earlier I spoke about some of the good things in Istanbul, Turkey. But now I'm going to tell you about some of the least pleasing things when it comes to Istanbul, Turkey. Because I don't want to sugarcoat this whole experience and make it seem like it was all sunshine and rainbows. Keep in mind I was there for 4 months, so I got a variety of situations. There is a reputation that I was unaware at the time, but some other foreigners told me as I went along. I'm not saying every person or every person in Istanbul is like this, but what some of the other foreigners told me a couple weeks in and I started to pick up on is, hey, you gotta watch out when it comes to money in this country. I'm like, what do you mean? They say you gotta watch out because you're looking at things like it's affordable, but you'll see how quickly in the layers of things go as far as your money. So what I used to do when I first arrived there, they got Uber, right? So I would take the Uber app. On the Uber app, they show you the price as you're booking it, just like in America, just like in UK, just like a lot of other countries. They show you the price to book the Uber. There's an agreement with the Turkish officials in Uber where even though it's the Uber app, it's technically a taxi that comes to get you. So it's like you're booking it through Uber, but it's Turkish taxis that are picking you up. They show you the price on the app, you agree to it, the person comes to pick you up, it begins. Now, in Istanbul, Turkey, for those who don't know, it sits perfectly between Europe and Asia. Like you can cross the bridge and be in Asia, stay on this side, be in Europe. I say that to say this, there's certain bridges in that city that charge you to cross. There's also certain speeded highways that charge you extra to cross. So the idea that Uber had in mind was, we're going to show one price on the app, but we're going to give the driver of the vehicle the the option to alter the price in the event that this car needs to pay extra to go on one of the speed rails that are on certain highways, or if they need to cross a bridge, which they gotta pay a fee for. However, even though the intention was pure in Uber's side, what happens is you'll have a lot of drivers who abuse this. So you will see one price, 300 lira, okay, do the quick conversion, okay, that's only a couple dollars, accept. They drop you off. By the time they drop you off, there's a couple minutes window where they get to edit the price. So I say all that to say this, on the Uber app, you may have your credit card saved on there, like I do. So you're not thinking about it, you're like, okay, 300 lira, you're so used to America, 300 means 300, you accept, boom, you get dropped off, you go moving. Like you go to your restaurant, you go meet your friends, whatever you plan to do. You're not thinking about, you're thinking it's 300 because that's what you saw on the app. So you're like, okay, 300, drop me off. I'm looking at the place. Okay, yeah, this is it, we're good. You go, thank you, sir, right? And that's it. You may have even included the tip already on the app because you don't got cash, because remember, you're still thinking like your own home country. Now, 3 minutes later, the price changed and you now pay the extra 200 lira or whatever it is. And technically they can get away with it. I tried to message Uber about it. Nothing came of it, right? You get a typical generic Uber response. So I'm saying that to give you game, so you're equipped when you go to Istanbul, Turkey. Pretty much like the other foreigners told me, you have to watch your pockets, watch your money, because there's little tricks like this that can add up where some of the locals may try to take some of your money. So what do you do in a situation like this? They told me when you check out on the app, never hit pay with credit card, hit cash. So now what does that do? Instead of it being charged and you try to dispute the charge later with your credit card company, or you try to contact Uber who hits you with a generic email, you have the exact dollar amount. So going back to that example, for the 300 lira, if I would have hit cash, by the time I got there, he drops me off. Where's my 300? I give him 300 cash, plus if I want to give him a tip. So there's no discrepancy at that point because they don't have the ability to charge your credit card. And in the event where he does want extra money, like let's say you take one of the underground tunnels or bridges or whatever, he's like, hey, just to let you know, before we cross this may cost extra 50 lira. You'll know ahead of time, right? But I just want to give you that quick game right there because there are going to be people who try to abuse you. Even when you go to local markets and things like that, they may charge you extra price because you're not from here. So you got to be careful in that extent. We talk about scamming, we talk about safety, we talk about food, accommodation, things of that nature. It is a very scenic city. Get your Instagram ready, get your camera ready, get your TikTok ready, all that. You're gonna wanna take a lot of photos, clips, and videos of this particular city because there's a lot of things you can see here at a very affordable rate. And their transportation is amazing. If you've been to Bangkok, Thailand, you notice that, let's say you want to try to get around, right? Bangkok, Thailand, you're like, okay, they got the BTS SkyTrain, they have memory cards, I'm sorry, not memory cards, they have cards for the buses, all that type of stuff. The excellent thing about Istanbul, Turkey is they have made transportation convenient. Going back to the highway example where certain highways you may have to pay extra. On a bus, if you take a bus pass, obviously you don't have to pay extra because the bus is the one paying, right? It's public transportation. But that's not the best part about their transportation. The best part about their transportation is you only need one card to be able to use all the different transportations. So they have these islands, it's like an hour change, right, from the mainland. So you can take a boat from mainland Istanbul to these islands using a certain charge card. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to show you the card here in a second because I think I got it with me. Also, the same charge card you can use on the bus. the same charge card you can use on the train, the metro. One card is universally able to charge all the different transportation methods they got. The boat, the ferry, the train, metro, bus. So you don't have to worry about, like when you're in Bangkok, for whatever reason, no disrespect, but you gotta have like 3 different cards if you want to use all their different transportations. You need like 3 or 4 different cards. Istanbul got to figure it out. One card, all the transportation methods. And I believe Japan might be like that too as well. But let me get you this card real quick. Right? Because I want to show you the card. The good thing about it, it kind of almost looks like the cards they have in Spain, right? Very comparable. And the good thing about it is they last years. So I still have my one from years ago that I haven't, what you call it? I still haven't used it yet. And it only costs, I want to say it was about $1 to buy the card. I thought it was roughly like $1. And then each trip, depending on the trip, at the time was like 50 cents to like $2.50, depending on, right? Because if you use the boat, it's not going to be the same as like a bus versus a train. But it's extremely affordable, and I definitely recommend it to people. Like, and you can keep it for so long. It's so dope. Here's a Hong Kong one, by the way. Still got this. Oh, here we go right here. This is it. Istanbul, Turkey. Yeah, so it's gonna look like this. You know, very cool. But yeah, it's just real cheap. But that's it for Istanbul, Turkey. For all the people who are on the fence about going, I want to say I personally recommend it. I do have some female friends who have expressed to me that is one of the places that they will not go. I noticed that trend because I like suggesting places to my friends to see, hey, I went here, you should check it out. And the one place all the females told me that they will never go to is Istanbul, Turkey. I never asked them why. I need to start asking why. But I want to say, if you're a female and you're going to Istanbul, Turkey, generally speaking, you should be safe. I don't want anyone to do anything they don't feel uncomfortable with, but I've noticed my female friends, for whatever reason, don't want to go there. There's a lot of solo female travelers that go there, so if you are a female watching this and you feel like, oh, I don't know if I want to go, you will not be the only female there. But if you don't want to go, I can understand why it could be intimidating and or not a desire as a female going there. But from what I've seen, they treated everyone with respect, right? Regardless of gender, regardless of race, right? And the food, you gotta try the food. You got to try the food. Remember, I've been to 16, 17 countries. You got to try the food. But alright, that's enough for that, and I hope y'all have an amazing day. Peace.